I often open up. I say, my name's Vivek. It rhymes with cake. It ain't about thee. It isn't about me. It is about thee. The United States is about liberty. So Fox and friends, join us on the trail. We'll have some fun. I'll see you out the trail.
Rhyming trail with trail. Let's be real. Genius level stuff here.
My question for you is, of all the Democratic candidates out there, why should I vote for the one with the least political experience?
Well, you shouldn't, because I have the most political experience.
And Vivek Ramaswamy has been embarrassing himself for quite some time.
You are so bright and articulate, and I guess I can call you articulate since you're not an American black. Can't say that about them. That's derogatory. And that was a great opening segment. Lots of things to talk about there. Oh, and I agreed with many, many things you said during, in fact, probably more than most other candidates when you were running for president. But I still would not have voted for you because you're an Indian.
Where even his own party will not accept him.
Every college in America has someone that I like to call that guy. Vivek Ramaswamy, in college, when we were both freshmen, was famous on campus for his alter ego 20 years ago. And his alter ego was a libertarian rapper that he called Vivek. When I think back at our time together at Harvard, Vivek and I wound up taking the same moral philosophy class as freshmen also. And in lecture, I vividly remember, I've been joking about this for 20 years too, a lecture class with like hundreds of students in it. Vivek would raise his hand all of the time. He would raise it conspicuously in the shape of a V. Like he
That's
was
even worse. Wow.
shining a bat signal, his own bat signal for terrible libertarian takes.
And his classmates laugh at him. However, one man put the onus on himself to troll the former presidential candidate, Vivek Ramaswamy.
1 year ago today, we pulled the ultimate scam on notorious con man Vivek Ramaswamy. The scam started in April when my friend jokingly texted Ramaswamy an invitation from Ohio State head football coach Ryan Day to come on his radio show or address the team. Now, if Ramaswamy knew anything about Ohio State football, he would know that Ryan Day does not simply send text messages. But it showed that you could get inside his skull by paying him simply one compliment. Fast forward to August, I resurrect one of my old alcoholic aliases, Tim Chitters. Now, in his lore, Tim Chitters is a former Ohio State quarterback who loves drugs, barbecue, and black women, sometimes not in that order. And so using one of my most famous aliases, I said I was with the Ohio State football team and invited Ramaswamy to come address the team, with our theme being rugged individualism. But it's not like I actually work for the Ohio State football team. We could just pull up to the Woody Hayes Athletic Center and show them around to sell the scam in its entirety. So I went with the next best thing, the Raising Cane's Chicken Shack on Olentangy Road, a stone's throw from the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. And I told Ramaswamy's assistant that space was tight and only him and her would be allowed into the athletic center. But true to Ramaswamy's character, he showed up with an entire entourage of other doctors and local people of repute to see his big day addressing the Ohio State football team. So not wanting to rumble with his private security staff after embarrassing him, I just took the scam to the next logical place, having him give a stump speech in an empty Raising Cane's parking lot. And this is,
You know what? My parents never imagined that their son would found multi-billion-dollar companies when they came to this country with not a money in their pocket 40 years ago. And yet here we are. So it's the greatest country known to man. That flag up there, it means something, right?
Yes, it does.
And this is when I could see the alarm bells ringing in Ramaswamy's head. He started asking things like, am I going to be wired up, and getting really concerned about when we were going over to the Woody Hayes Athletic Center.
And that would be a show favorite, the Rooster Ohio.
I said, we're going to go over there right now, buddy. I just have to hop on my bike. I'm going to meet you over there. And they were very alarmed that I was riding a bicycle. But I said, this is a new era. You know, we got to pay the players. We're cost conscious. And by the way, this is Joe Biden's economy, and gas prices are through the roof. And they just kind of knowingly nodded and said, you know, that makes a lot of sense. So I got on my bicycle, I got the hell out of Dodge, and they went over to the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, where Ramaswamy was inevitably texting who he thought to be Ryan Day, saying things like, hey man, we're hanging out by the trophy case waiting on you. And I still laugh to this day at the image of Vivek Ramaswamy, his entire entourage, sitting there in the Woody Hayes Athletic Trophy Room. Well, he had to explain to them that he was not, in fact, going to be meeting Ryan Day, and they were not, in fact, going to listen to him address the Ohio State football team. What I love about this scam is that it's low stakes, but offers a searing insight into Ramaswamy's mind. You can offer this guy a single compliment, and you can get him to believe fantastical things, like the Ohio State football team has opinions on the Republican gubernatorial contest that's coming at least 18 months later. And this is a guy who won the nuclear codes as president. Imagine what a professional intelligence service could have done to him if that had come to pass. So I know we live in Ohio and this state is entirely dumb enough to elect this guy as governor, but please consider the ramifications. If you can get this guy to appear in a Raising Cane's parking lot to meet Ryan Day after paying him one compliment, what that will mean for the rest of us who actually have to work for a living.
Genius, brilliant. Please do more of this to elected officials and even those running, please, because he's running to be governor of the state of Ohio. From Cleveland.com, Vivek Ramaswamy, potential Republican candidate for the governor of Ohio in 2026, has a plan to fix teacher compensation in the state. Some say his proposal reveals a profound misunderstanding of how Ohio's education system actually works. Ramaswamy's claim that school leaders today do not have the ability to vary or determine the compensation of their teachers, and that teacher pay is exclusively a tenure-based, degree-based seniority system, simply doesn't align with reality, wrote Today on Ohio. As Laura Johnston points out, while teacher contracts do include steps for salary increases based on education and experience, that's not the only factor in compensation. For the Roosters' DJ Byrnes, he trolled another far-right grifter, and this came at the Capitol in Ohio. Take a look.
Never really had a 5th place finisher up here before, so congratulations on that. It's not every day.
I'm good. 5th in the country is an incredible achievement.
Yeah.
It's nothing. You've never finished 5th in the country in quite literally probably anything.
I'm blogger, number 5 blogger in the state right now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Incredible achievement. And I'm proud to be here in Ohio testifying on behalf of not just female athletes here in the state, but setting the precedent nationwide.
So who paid for your travel today?
The Independent Women's Voice, which is the organization that I work for.
Okay. And who runs that organization?
You could probably find all that information online.
Okay, cool.
Good luck to you.
So you're supposed to be in.
She's got a real reporter. Wants to talk to her. So
that's fine. I'm well with my rights.
I will be back in the state if there's another opportunity to testify, because again, no girl, no female athlete, regardless of age, regardless of what sport they play, should have to worry about physically comparing themselves to a male. So if the opportunity arises to be back in the state of Ohio, you bet your bottom dollar I will be here.
Are you gonna Are you gonna get a real job?
Chicken, don't
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's sad.
Very sad.
That's sad, brother. That's sad.
You're in charge.
Yes.
Yep.
2 perverts who need to go get a job.
Man,
Why does it bother you so bad?
You don't have a real job. You should
why does it
be.
bother
You're
you?
a professional bigot. You're a professional bigot.
Protecting women from having to compete against males
Bigot.
to change in a locker room.
And in 20 years,
Then by all means.
20 years, nobody's going to remember your name. They're going to cheat you out, spit you up, and all you're going to have is your hate-filled heart.
So I think this is good. Let me be clear. I think whether it is, for example, comedians, what they are doing is shining a light on how terrible these people are. Byrnes saying, yeah, I'm the 5th best blogger in the state is fantastic. Because at the end of the day, if Riley Gaines did not tie Leah Thomas, she would still be what? 5th. And now she's selling ivermectin, this is true, out of her car. And she is getting paid to do so. She is cutting ads for ivermectin. That's still a thing, apparently. Saying the school year is about to be upon us. Get your ivermectin. Insane. I interviewed Jamil Hill on my podcast, which you should check out, youtube.com/@therickstrom And she said that Riley Gaines should be thanking her lucky stars that Leah Thomas came into her life. And I concur. Because if there was no Leah Thomas, Riley Gaines would be someone that 99.9% of the country had never heard of. Ever. For Ramaswamy, if you are in the state of Ohio, please organize. Please do not let this man become governor. He has no idea what he's talking about. He, according to the reporting, has made tons of money in the most immoral ways for him and his family to become ridiculously rich. Why exactly do the American people want, at least on the surface, multi-millionaires to take political office? It really doesn't make sense to me. Why? There could really only be one reason why, and it's because you fell for it, so they could profit more for themselves. Regardless, follow the Rooster Ohio. DJ Byrnes is doing fantastic work. He also broke the Urban Meyer appearing to grind with a woman at one of his bars in Columbus, Ohio story, and he's broken a few others. So show him some love, whether it's on TikTok, YouTube, or his Substack.